blood.
Thanks, Stream Elements.
Closed.
People normally do it first try, I don't know why. I mean, in fairness, also, I don't know why you like it, because I can't stand it. Stream Elements, what the hell? Are you good? Are you good? Yes, I do really want to load this game.
Read the paper, Holmes.
Thank you for telling off Stream Elements, right? And thank you, Galodian, for your contribution. That's the Swing Challenge. There's anything there. There was not a newspaper on the table there. September 1898, Globe Explorer newspaper. Sherlock Holmes at the home of the Marquis. The Marquess. Of Conyngham. The investigation is a fiasco. Yesterday, the celebrated detective Sherlock Holmes was invited to the manor of the Marquess of Conyngham to display his conclusions following his investigation into the disappearance of the precious Samoan necklace. It should be recalled the lady called in the detective after the police appeared flummoxed in the face of the astonishing circumstances surrounding the theft. Indeed, the valuable piece of jewellery disappeared while the door to the room in which it was displayed was locked. The alarm was raised by servants, alerted by the room service bell ringing out during the night. When the Marquis, the only person in possession of the key, opened the door, the Marquis, everyone rushed in to extinguish a fire that had started before it was noticed that the necklace had mysteriously vanished. Most astonishing factor is that no thief was found within the room and all the exits were closed. As usual, Mr. Holmes resolved the case in the twinkling of an eye and the jewel was recovered. I will not waste my time on various explanations as to the disappearance because I would prefer to draw your attention, dear readers, to the last surprising developments in the case, following the departure of Sherlock Holmes, who placed the necklace in his safe himself. You joke because he thought the story was fun, albeit Wake at the time was absolute dumbass without an ounce of decency, and for some reason pointing a flashlight and shooting something that moves in slow motion after dying makes my brain go burr. Fair. I thought the story was awful. I thought absolutely, like, massive amounts of potential. Guide execution. The Marquis noticed that the jewel was nothing but a poor copy of the original. Let it not be forgotten that the Samoan necklace, although plain and without ornaments, is unique because of the rarity of its pearls. Pearls which are only found in a small part of the lagoon of the archipelago of the same name, and to which scientists attribute their exceptional quality to the strong density of crystal of argonite that they are made of. The priceless necklace. Why? Why have the sentence end in the middle of it? God, it starts already. Brought here at the beginning of the century by Lord Fenton Arwick, the Marquis' grandfather and an eminent explorer, should have been part of the daughter's dowry for a marriage to the Duke of Newcastle. So I'm going to the place on simple question. Should we not, in all open-mindedness, ask ourselves if the necklace was not simply and deliberately exchanged for a fake by Mr. Holmes himself? I am aware, dear readers, that the brutality of this question, without any preconceptions, may certainly shock some of you. It does it again, and that reads like a fucking clickbait. I work every episode doing something that makes you not have any of your resources during episodes carry over, making them kind of just indispensable. That fucking leave a local doctor die. Yeah. I mean, the whole reason why it does that is so they didn't have to actually code in anything to remember what weaponry you had on you. Because, you know, remedy. Kind of lazy. But the facts are there, and our thoughts and judgments should not be confused with the regard with which we share for the famous detective. This is not the first time the Globe Explorer has expressed its reservations as to Sherlock Holmes' methods. Do not forget our counter-investigation into the escape of Arsène Lupin, the Frenchman who took malign pleasure in tarnishing the image of our royal family, and who, by lucky chance, managed to exclude the chapter by Mr. Holmes after snogging the fucking Queen. No. Yes. Snugs and blanket, but more blankets on lid. At the time, we don't hesitate to consider a tacit complicity on the part of the latter. For those who are familiar with Mr. Holmes, it is quite apparent that his character traits show more than an opportunist and brilliant usurper than that of the altruistic defender of the law. I would draw the attention of our readers to the suggestion that the description of this gentleman provided by his friend Dr. John Watson through his stories is a long way from the truth. Indeed, his behaviour is derisive, contemptuous, haughty and offensive towards the police, and in particular Lord Inspector Baines. replacing Inspector Lestrade, who's currently convalescent. Well, that explains why we don't have Lestrade, but they probably also couldn't find a voice actor for him, or couldn't decide on how to pronounce his frickin' name. And a habitual abuser of narcotics such as heroin and cocaine. Hey, they got it right. This is why, dear readers, it's important to disregard Sherlock Holmes' good reputation in order to form an objective opinion and ask the pertinent questions. What on earth? I saw a cat go down past me and I can't see said cat. Oh, it's Dresden. Why was the necklace the Holmes found already a fake? If that was the case, why did he not mention it? And why should he insist on placing it back within the safe himself? Has the detective some unsavory interest in this affair? Or is it a simple case of deceit in order to steal the extraordinary Samoan necklace? It is up to you, dear readers, to form your own opinions. But you can count upon your humble servant to continue revealing the public the doubtful methods and motivations of the one who in future I shall not hesitate to call Sherlock Holmes the Usurper. To be continued. Oh, Farley. Oh my god, it's still going. The ancestry of Prince Woodville recognised. The Lords Committee set up in order to verify Prince Woodville's legitimacy made its conclusions public last night. Without surprise, the Prince's title was confirmed, as rumours suggested in return of an unfavourable opinion by the committee. The Prince would have abandoned any claim to inheritance to the present royal family, as well as political activity. I think I can't get over that Barry Norrell thought Rose was strange talking in a monotone voice how she was dazed, and even though it was established she was the most bubbly person there and taking coffee from her. Yeah, like, it's badly written. It is so badly written. It has no substance to it whatsoever. And things just happen because, oh look, funny. News never ends just like in real life. Yeah. Oh look, this last page at least. The young man, now aged 28... history and law at Oxford with a diploma in philosophy. He spent most of his childhood in France, where he acquired a considerable knowledge of the culinary arts. For those who think this is a handicap when integrated in British high society, let me remind you that he is also outstanding on the polo field and plays the bagpipes quite beautifully. I never thought Sherlock would remind me of Wasteland 3, but here we are because now I remember Skinpipe. Finally, we should add that lately he has become actively involved in charity work and aiding the poor. J.B. Good.
Prince Woodville, French culinary expert and bagpipe player, might be our next king. That's not so shocking, my dear fellow.
Oh my god.
You know exactly to which article I'm referring, Holmes. How can Farley dare to tarnish your reputation like that?
You know, Watson, that wherever glory walks, jealousy is bound to follow. As for the forgery of the necklace, I suspect that we shall soon be enlightened in this regard. Come in, Inspector Baines, the door's open.
Ah, Mr. Holmes. How did you know I was here?
You are.
Why is the camera following him like a GoPro?
Last step of the stairs, which creaks dreadfully. And if I add the clinking of the handcuffs at your belt, to what do we owe the pleasure of your visit, Inspector?
Have you read that, Rag?
Why do I have a Mass Effect conversation wheel? These old gods of Asgard make good music and actually have a real band that I forget the name of. Yeah, they're using Control as well for one song. Well, actually, I think they do the intro, but they do one song towards the end for the only good part of Control. Yeah, but... Necklace.
Inspector, I assume that you have the fake necklace with you. It's why you're here. Your superiors would like me to examine it.
Indeed. They would like
Why
you to
their
confirm
eyes
or deny
literally made of
what's fake in the
glass?
box.
Can't that wait? I must go to the house of Lord Peregrine Maitland, the Bishop of Knightsbridge.
They didn't even try to sync the visuals to the audio. Mass Effect Sherlock Home Edition. Glad it feels off to have that voice on Sherlock. It does. Because we've been so used to the old janky Sherlock voice, it feels really different. And oh my god, Watson. Watson's stare.
Inspector, can you explain this slander? Has the necklace of the Samoas really been replaced by a fake?
I don't know how the reporter got hold of the information, but it's true. About the necklace, of course.
You haven't played Mass Effect, so when you hear Shepard, you think of Modern Warfare.
Mr. Holmes.
The necklace
Yeah,
is a
Shepard in Mass
forgery?
Effect is much better.
Impossible. I saw the Marquis authenticated before my very eyes, before Holmes returned it to its place.
Mr. Holmes, the Marquis believes Osmond Farley's theory. I shouldn't be surprised if the reporter isn't behind all this slander about you. He's a freelancer. well known for his explosive and subjective articles. In any case, the Marquis assures us that you were the last person to have the necklace in your hands.
Let's return to the Marquis's house, Holmes. I'm sure that we'll have no trouble in taking apart this theory.
It is unnecessary. Such allegations collapse on their own, like one of Mrs. Hudson's soufflés. Let us leave the police to solve this problem and turn our
If you want to talk about a game where shit just happens at the end, more Warfare 2 is your game.
Perhaps you are right, Holmes.
At least it's, follows some form of cogent storyline, unlike Control.
And the Marchioness?
She is beside herself.
Cock.
Without the necklace, her marriage is compromised. It is the principal item of the young woman's dowry.
What a lovely marriage.
What? What the fuck? Watson, what the fuck was that commentary? It begins already.
Holmes, forgive me for insisting, but don't you want to examine the fake jewelry?
Watson, I have an appointment, and it's out of the question that I arrive late.
It will only take you a couple of minutes. You really must quell the suspicions put forward in this
Really begins
appalling
now, it
article.
really does.
If you will allow me, Inspector.
Be my guest.
Very well.
Redlow, welcome. Smash will pass the handsome armor? Oh, easy smash. Those armored cheeks be clapping.
This pearl is a different color. These 3 pearls are of poor quality. This pearl is too small. It is not in its place here. Too many defects. This necklace is a fake. This is nothing but a vulgar copy, and at a glance it would appear that the forger has intended for it to be seen as such.
How could we have been fooled by such a blatant imitation? I don't understand.
Yes, how is it possible? Holmes,
What?
do you have a
How
theory
have you
about this?
walked around like
I have
that?
absolutely no idea. You insisted
Holmes
that I
didn't
examine
move, but now
necklace,
he's on
and
the
I
other
have
side
done
of the
so.
table.
Now it is important that I keep my appointment. I'm sure, Inspector, that you will throw some light on this affair.
Holmes.
You may accompany me, Watson, if you care to do so.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
Why
keep
did you point
informed
at the back
as
of
to
the
my
chair?
inquiries.
Goodbye, Inspector. You mentioned a bishop, didn't you? Are we going to his home?
Yes, the Bishop of Knightsbridge.
Okay, Lovecraft only
I
ever
put his
cancel
address
things.
on our map of London
Wrong
on my
game.
desk. Would you get it for me, please?
All right,
Nothing
Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes the Awakened. Why do I... Oh my god. Why? I completely miss what I'm supposed to do.
The work table, where Holmes analyzes things.
I find it very unsettling that I can do a close-up examination from across the room by clicking on it. So that seems a bit,
The work
Is that not his desk?
Holmes's homemade analyzer.
I don't know why, but Holmes's homemade something does not sound right. Watson has good eyes. You know, putting him at odds with the rest of Victorian England. On it. Haunted doors. Watson, let's call him now, can just crane his neck, cracking bone and flesh across to find his desired location. It's not wrong. What on earth's going on out there? Don't think I want to know.
This bust was used to fool Colonel Moran during the case of the empty house.
Also, why the really sinister music in the background? I mean, don't get me wrong, it's better than the classical music that got me copyright claimed on YouTube all the time, but what the hell?
And this is how my dear friend and colleague treats his clients' letters.
Yes?
Here is where I write my stories about Holmes's cases. And I've got work to do.
Classical music will have its vengeance. You may have defeated me, but I will return.
I have found your map.
Sherlock, it was literally a few feet behind you and closer to you than Watson was. What the hell? To us, still can't figure out smash or pass, you'll pass on. That's one of the great references Margaret Thatcher was. English teacher, instead of teaching English for most of the semester, taught about the corpse of a late husband and sometimes Sherlock Holmes. Who sees a night?
The police? Already? How did you know?
May we see the Bishop of Knightsbridge?
What?
Yes.
What
Yes,
the
of
hell is
course.
up with his character model? Why such lanky arms? Why does it
What has
also look
happened,
like he's
Reverend?
wearing a vacuum
What?
bin liner?
I don't know. It was last night, I think. I only just arrived, and I have made this macabre discovery. My God.
It looks like
Oh,
he's
horrible.
wearing latex.
I haven't called anyone. How did you know that?
Holmes, look!
The Bishop, appallingly mutilated.
How dreadful.
Mutilated. And killed. He was such a good man. How could anyone be so brutal?
Well,
Look at him. He is barely recognizable now. How could any of God's children be responsible for that?
They were evidently unworthy children, Reverend.
You
now
know-
do please try to calm yourself and focus, because we will need your assistance.
I was
Do you have any
confused when I was
idea
setting
as
up
to
for
the
this.
motive behind
Why
it?
this game has
I
a
haven't had
mature
time to do
rating
anything
for
to
it
it.
via
Nothing appears to have
OBS
been
and
stolen.
Twitch. Now I
And
understand
anyway, His Excellency
why.
didn't own anything of great value. I don't know what else I can tell you.
Note this down, please, Doctor.
Doctor? But you aren't the police?
No, Reverend. I am Sherlock Holmes, and this is Dr. Watson. We are here at the request of the Bishop.
In that case, I must ask you to leave. And not to touch anything. I must get in touch with the authorities without further delay.
Reverend, when the inspectors
Priest looks like he wants to turn entire
find
virgin schools
themselves
before
at
being
a
gunned
dead
down by a
end,
vampire in a
which they
dashing
quite
red
often do,
suit.
I assure you, then they turn to me for help. If you will allow us to continue our investigation, then you shall have the answers to all of your questions.
He's not even look.
Out of the question!
He's not even
I don't
looking
even
at the
know
guy.
you.
He's looking at
I'm
the
going to call
camera.
the police, whether you like it or not.
It would be better for everyone, Reverend, if you kept your temper.
What the
Are
hell
you
is that
taking notes?
expression?
This affair promises to be a complex one. Therefore, we must not overlook the slightest detail.
Yes, Holmes. I am keeping a meticulous set of notes. I have created a very clever deduction board. One thing we can be sure
With
of
what?
at the moment is that this crime was not for gain. The Reverend has informed us that nothing valuable was stolen.
No, we're not supposed to put that
Indeed,
well and short.
it
You
would
just fucked
seem
up a
that
crime
the
scene.
bishop
Oh,
had
it was
nothing
before
of any
then.
worth to take.
Crime scenes
Very
didn't
good,
exist
Watson.
in the
Do continue.
1890s. 10. Right decision based on the face, yeah. Well. Anyway, you know.
This stove is filled to overflowing.
You can see by his expression that he suffered terribly.
His mouth is covered in blood, and I can make out strips of skin between his teeth.
Ooh, he bit someone. Chompy, chompy.
His chest has been lacerated, I would say, with a very sharp and fine blade.
Sixth sense. What the bollocks are those fingers? Yeah. That is way too long.
The fingers have been crushed and violently struck.
And, you know, the back of his hand scraped of skin.
The fingers have been crushed and violently struck.
His
Fuck
stomach
you.
is covered in scratches. Quite evidently, they weren't made recently.
So, these wounds were not made by his murderers.
This poor man was tied just below the knees.
To stop him from walking, certainly, but mostly to free his feet. These burns are terrible.
Why did that sound like Sherlock Holmes was saying, these burns are terrible, 3 out of 10? God.
A finger. Apparently, it doesn't belong to the Bishop of Knightsbridge.
How
What?
dreadful.
Why do...
His feet have been burned.
My first impression is that he wears a size 9 shoe.
You! But what does it matter, Holmes?
Why does everyone wear a
God,
size
Holmes,
9?
This man was horribly tortured.
Sherlock can see more skill past as he is insulting them.
A piece of rope that was used to tie up that poor man.
I have to say, you know, I like the shadow work, because look, you can see the Cthulhu-looking hand there. So, graphically, this game is better than previously, but,
Something
you
is
know...
missing here.
Oh, yes? And what might that be?
His shoes. Watson, his shoes are missing.
Oh no, call Scotland Yard.
A broken file and blood near the neck.
What
He
a
said blood.
strange smell. Phew. Chemical components, I think. A broken bottle of whiskey. However, the Bishop of Knightsbridge was known for his sobriety.
Yeah, sure.
Gin.
A bottle of whiskey. I can make out fingerprints stained with blood and dirt.
It would seem that the brutes who tortured the bishop to death were intoxicated with alcohol.
There is blood on this paperweight. This paperweight was used to crush the victim's fingers. The picture of Peregrine Maitland, commander of the infantry brigade of Her Majesty's Guards at Waterloo.
The Bishop of Knightsbridge has the same name as his ancestor, an
Who the
illustrious family.
fuck pronounces that? It's Waterloo, not Waterloo. There's no H in water. What the?
Impossible to open it. Impossible to open it.
Okay, I don't have the pieces for this.
Reverend, I'm missing something. An implement with which to open this chest.
With blood
Could you
whiskey,
tell
no
me
one
where to
permits.
find it?
Virgin.
No, go to the devil.
What are you afraid of, Reverend?
Blue.
What is inside the chest?
I'm not afraid of anything. In fact, I do have the necessary implements, but if I have to give them to anyone, it will be to a representative of the law and no one else.
Okay. We get it. You're being...
You have no right to search here.
What do you think, Holmes? A surgical scalpel covered in blood. There isn't any doubt. The wounds on the bishop were administered with this scalpel.
nasty. This menu is not available. Oh, why would you do this? Why would you think this is a good idea? See, the first person camera works absolutely fine. That's fine. Why the third person one though? I'd rather scalpel than the 1800s knives. I mean, this is still the 1800s. It's just an 1800s scalpel.
This door has not been forced. Where does it lead?
Forbidden
Reverend?
menu.
To His Excellency's room. There is just a mattress and a stool.
Oh. No, there's more than that.
The bishop's bedroom. It is very austere. Nothing in particular here.
A bed and a stool. I'm sorry, there's a bed, there's a pillow, there's an armchair, there's plants. There's also a desk there, apparently, that I can't see.
Closed. The veranda door hasn't been forced. Strange. Reverend, might I have the key?
No! You have no authority here. Let me call the police.
Perhaps we should listen to him, Holmes.
Perhaps you should let me get on with this, Watson.
We have the outdated closed.
Closed.
I love so much that it wasn't a voice actor thing. It was actually written for that.
Closed.
I'm sorry, but this voice actor sounds more like he should be narrating a romance novel. He's not a bad voice actor, he's just not the right suit fit for Sherlock. The 1800s rooms were equipped with the couch.
Watch where you're putting your feet, Watson. Have you
Almost
noticed
slapped
these
him in the
prints on the
face!
ground?
Well, yes, those muddy marks.
See here,
No
Watson.
Sherlock shit.
Footprints can often
Dig deeper,
provide more
Watson.
vital information than the very best of informants.
Yes, if you know how to make them talk, that is.
It's child's play, Watson. We will begin by excluding the contaminating prints, which are yours and mine from where we came in, and those of our dear Reverend who was so impatient to call the police.
Violence inherent in the system.
Nothing of interest here. Size 9.
Oh, it does it automatically
Size
now.
9. Size 9. Size 9.5. Size 9.5. Size 9. A fragment of stone. Peculiar. Well-worn shoes with an odd pattern on the soles. Well-worn shoe. Hobnail boots like those worn by laborers. Hobnail boots like those worn by laborers. Hobnail boots like... Hobnail... This print came from an expensive pair of shoes, and it seems recent. It is not a laborer's shoe. Hobnail... 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 Hobnail...
How many criminals were there?
That's not right. Start again. That's not right. Start again.
Hobnail. Oh, 1, 2... 2, 3, 4?
That's not right. That's not... Perfect. We now know that there were 3 crooks.
I misread crooks as cocks. Having fun?
Hobnail... Hobnail...
Yes.
Nothing of interest here.
3 cocks, you say? Well, the footprint real. I might join those already in the room. One man left with the shoes. One man carries so not to leave footprints. All men left the roof jumping on one leg.
Strange but true. One of the crooks was wearing a different
God.
pair of shoes when he left here. Therefore, we have 3 men who came in and left
One cock
again.
was too small, one
But
cock was
of
too
them
big, and one
wearing
cock
a
was
different
just
pair of
right.
shoes
God, look at the 3
than
cocks.
which he came in with.
So, all we have to do is look for a workman who likes Italian shoes.
What the fuck, Watson? I saw the bishop's shoes. I've got their foot fetishes. Right. Oh.
A whip?
No, it is a discipline for self-flagellation. It's a cilice designed to bruise the person wearing it. The bishop wore it as repentance. This very pious man must have had the habit of mortifying his flesh as a means of repentance.
They are for fascists.
This metal rod is for
Wait,
fastening the
masochism.
chalice.
Just used to pain. But that's torture. They didn't get what they wanted. I've made deductions. Sherlock, put the scalpel away. Oh no. Why is Sherlock carrying around 7-figure? Evidence.
You have no right to search here.
Can I threaten him with the scalpel? This Nero doesn't need to worry about contaminating it. Nope. Am I missing something?
His forearms have been ripped. Pieces of skin have been torn off. What do you think, Watson?
I'd say that he was eaten alive. Yet I've noticed a curious degeneration of the skin tissue around the wounds.
My dear friend, everything points to this man having gnawed at his own forearms.
That's unbelievable, Holmes.
It is evident that the Bishop of Knightsbridge's killers were after something specific, and that they did not find it. Reverend, I shall ask you one more time. Open the chest. The item they were seeking must still be inside. It is unlikely that they will let this matter rest. They will most certainly return to finish what they started.
And I'm telling you once more, the chest is locked and shall remain so.
Very well. We have reached an impasse. You are a stubborn man, Reverend. Watson, accompany our friend to the police station and return with Inspector Baines. Baines and no one else. I shall wait for you here. Go. Alone at last. Now I can continue my investigation.
You just photos for you, where must be my ball. I'm not showing any drop frames, so quite possibly. I mean, what else can I investigate? I was pretty much... The only thing I couldn't investigate was the thing that he's holding the key for. I'll just have a little snooze.
It is impossible to get out.
Or is it?
I need something. This lock should be easy to pick.
Frozen away from the lock.
Let's see.
Oh, I see.
There we are. It is simplicity itself.
That's not how
There isn't
lockpicking
anything much in
works.
this room. It must be used as a reading or meditation room. An ink stain, quite fresh. This stain is just on the edge of the rug. Let's see. There is nothing on the floor, yet the ink must have soaked through the rug.
That's not an ink stain. That's a fucking puddle of ink.
This inkwell was tipped over recently. Apparently, someone wanted to hide this statue.
Like when you were born late, you need some lockpicking lawyer videos. Twitch is unloved, I'm not shocked.
This
It's
horse
Twitch.
resembles a large chess piece.
Nay.
There is a message underneath this statue. Let's see.
What a lack of imagination. Use your passion for chess. The last square on which the knight will have placed himself after having covered all the others will be the right one. I love you. What?
This message was written by a woman, but for whom was it intended? Interesting, this chess game.
I'd laugh if you said closed. Anyone else put no else on the board?
I am missing some information. Impossible to open it.
At least he says, you know, like, hasn't got everything he needs.
Alone at last. Now I can continue my investigation.
Why would you have that interaction? Why?
There is nothing on the floor, yet the ink must have soaked through the rug.
I'm missing something? Right, this is what's got you
Nothing
happy,
of
right?
interest here. It's a Celeste.
What is the space?
ink stain. The ink stain on the floor comes from the ink on the rug, but they are not in the same place. Someone has moved the rug recently.
Yeah, maybe to hide the thing that's outlined in green? Lady who have been helping out with renovations to her shop and house got me a hot chocolate mug set and a platter of sweets to gift. Oh, that's
is
lovely.
Curious. There is something strange on the floor. Certain stones have been marked out, just like a chessboard. That's not right. Start again.
Oh my god. Why does Sherlock Holmes had to have the most obtuse of fucking puzzles? Point to make nice every space, yeah. It's like the clue was the last one the last space it touches is the key or something like that. You know, I did this bullshittingly just out of...
This last piece should be the good one. It will have to be pulled free. I need something.
My pocket knife. The Reverend's hidden letters. 24th of April. My love, what a beautiful spring, and what a marvelous day, our dearest youngest child's birthday. Every moment is so precious as our child blossoms, and without a doubt he will soon be talking. I'm sure his first words will be for you. He misses you so much, as do I. Are you sure you cannot get away on Sunday after Vespers? I thought that... 14th September. My darling, I know that you think I'm insistent, but we must absolutely must legitimize our union. We can't live in sin all our lives. Price knife. Pocket knife is great for prying. Surprised to let the realistic solution work instead of demanding a pry bar or something. Holmes always has a knife, and the knife is usually an answer to everything. 3rd of March. Rest assured, my dear, that I understand your position is not easy. But if you thought about ours, the children's, and mine, and I cannot allow our children's future to be compromised. Think about it, my love. What is a so-called scandal next to the well-being of your family? We must become husband and wife legally to finally form a real fam.
A packet of letters addressed to the Reverend. They were written by a woman who mentions his illegitimate children. Their affair isn't official. Perfect. I have you now, my wayward Reverend.
And because I used a pocket knife for prying things open before, and in one such case I sliced my hand open. Why you shouldn't use it, or use a blunt one?
Watson, you were gone a terribly long time, and Inspector Baines isn't with you.
I'm afraid not, Holmes. We were unable to find him.
Dr. Watson would not allow me to contact any inspector other than this Baines. What manners! I am a man of the church.
My dear Reverend, I noticed that you are a chess lover. I trust you will excuse me, but I am never able to resist the appeal of a half-finished game.
You are an expert at chess. Very well, then. What do you want now?
As you might have guessed, resolving your small chess problem has allowed me to discover some very interesting letters.
Letters? What do they say?
Reverend, why hide these letters here and run the risk of the bishop finding them?
Holmes, what's in the letters?
Not now, Watson.
Where else could I have hidden them? My own chambers are too austere. They could offer no cover. I knew, however, that His Excellency, may he rest in peace, would not notice my game.
The contents of the Bishop of Knightsbridge's chest interest me greatly. Give me the elements you hold, Reverend.
Out of the question.
With the bishop no more, you are therefore the apostolic director of the diocese, are you not?
Well, yes, but only until someone else is appointed.
KPS,
I am
don't do
certain
this.
that the Honourable Bishop of York, whom I have the privilege of knowing well enough for him to listen to what I have to say, would recognise your qualities for the post.
If I receive new responsibilities, it will be through my faith and devotion, nothing else.
You're a weird one. Hush, Watson, the adults are talking.
I am a gentleman, and it would distress me to be obliged to pass this correspondence across to your superiors.
Holmes, I know that the end justifies the means, but allow me to express some reservations about how you are proceeding.
You say you're a gentleman, but I hear nothing but the words of a blackmailer. The stems that you are looking for are scattered about this room. Manage by yourself.
What do you think, Holmes?
I think I'm going to shank him with a knife.
You have no right to search here.
I've broken it already. How? How have I broken this already? Oh, look there now.
You have no right to search here.
Checkers. Ah. Brain, stop speaking in chimes. But the chimesmas. Oh, I see. Sort of. No, I don't. No, I really don't see what's... What the hell? What on earth? What the fuck is actually going on here? This feels like it's guesswork. Chemkas. Chemkas and Cheem. It's another chess puzzle. I need to put these in places where they're not going to get captured by something else. Like there's that. Oh no, there's the. That goes like that. Freeze up. No, it doesn't bring up that. Just bring up this side.
Impossible to open it.
Well, I don't know them.
You have won.
Evidently, as I always do. What are you able to tell us about the Bishop of Knightsbridge's last days? Did anyone come to visit him? Did he seem worried, anxious? Do not omit the smallest detail.
His nephew came to see him yesterday at His Excellency's request. I found this visit a little peculiar because the young man rarely visits his uncle.
Do you know why that might be? Were they on bad terms?
I don't think so. It's rather a consequence of his work. The young man is employed within the archive section of the Royal Library, which doesn't leave him with a lot of free time.
Do you know the reason for his summons?
No, but the conversation was very heated. It only lasted for a few minutes and ended with the nephew in a terrible rage.
Interesting.
I've answered your questions. Will you now let me contact the authorities?
I'm afraid not, Reverend. Not just yet. All right, now we can open the safe.
Undone all my work. God, the cookie's fully homemade. Oh no. Oh no. We've lost Ride. Welcome back, Phoenix. Trying my information to Mortis. Neither. This is absolute bollocks of a puzzle.
Now I can open the chest. Here we are. I am eager to discover what remarkable treasure could justify such an act of barbarity.
Extraordinary.
This chest is impenetrable. How is it possible? No one other than the bishop should be able to open it.
You open the chest with disconcerting ease, Holmes.
I've seen and heard quite enough. This time you won't stop me.
Catch him, Watson.
What the?
But why?
Run, Watson. Hurry.
I'm sorry, is this the Sherlock Holmes where just no one actually trusts Sherlock anymore?
He's escaped. I hope that your motivations are founded, Holmes. I don't much like skirting around the edges of the law like this.
It is annoying. Let's leave without delay.
What have you found in the chest, Holmes? What in there is so precious for these men to commit such terrible
Holmes
acts?
with the steel
The Reverend
chair.
was telling the truth. Nothing important was locked inside the chest, apart from a few religious items which are hardly worth stealing.
Take the shot,
So,
Watson.
we haven't made any headway. Perhaps the police will.
By the time the police arrive, we shall be a long way from here, Watson. We are leaving.
And it lets me to stick... Okay.
We have
Still got the
crossed
knife out,
London at a
apparently.
breakneck speed. We could have knocked someone over, and naturally I had to pay the cabbie out of my own pocket.
When
Watson,
don't you,
stop
Watson?
complaining. We have to analyze the clues found at the bishop's house. I must analyze the clues. I have cut a small piece off the rope. That should be enough. This rope is only worn on one side. A lot of fragments of black stone are wedged into this rope. Their color seems unnatural, but they are too small for me to examine them. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you
I
can.
can't do that. Black and damp earth. This rope is only... I can't do that. I can't... I can't... I can't... I can't do that. I can't...
Okay.
There is something written on this scalpel. I should clean it. I can't do that. I can make out WCCH. What do the initials stand for? How many hospitals are there in the Whitechapel area, Watson?
If we count public dispensaries...
Wanking cocks
enough
collectively,
to keep us busy
Holmes.
for an entire month. Did this scalpel come from a hospital?
Yes, as the initials WCCH engraved upon it show us. We must think on how best to deal with this. We do not have the time to investigate every hospital in Whitechapel. Tooth marks, rather deep ones. I'd say of incisors and a canine. Black and damp earth under the nail. Interesting. I must compare the samples of earth that I found. Fragments of skin, a phalanx. This finger wasn't cut off, it was ripped off.
Bite marks on this severed finger. I am afraid of the significance.
The thieves didn't get what they wanted.
It sounds like
When
one
they were
source people
faced
struggle
with
to
the bishop's
pronounce.
refusal to cooperate,
Americans
one of
struggle
the
to
gang
pronounce.
shook his finger
British people know how to
to
pronounce it
indicate that
easily.
He was responsible for his unfortunate state.
And the poor man, whose head was the only part of him not bound by ropes, bit the finger violently enough to sever it. An uncommonly savage act.
Watson, I am certain that when we have explained the reasons
What is this
behind
that-
this sudden bestiality, we will have revealed a larger part of the mystery.
I do not get what the hell that's...
This fragment of stone is very smooth, and it seems to be of a peculiar quality. I shall have to strip it with one of my products. This stone
Answered.
appears to be the same as those found within the rope's fibers. I can't do that. This stone is granite, covered in black paint. The fragments found in the rope and this piece of granite come from the same place.
That's not why people do wild things when they fear players.
I must compare the samples of earth that I found. And if I mixed this earth with another substance... I can't do that. Now it must all be... I can't do that. I can't... The samples of earth taken from beneath the fingernail and from the ropes
Biting
originate
fingers
from
off
the
is
same
tame. It
place.
is.
How do you know?
It took just a
Just a
little
little
water
snack.
to
Fine.
analyze the consistency. The soil has retained its moisture, even though there hasn't been rain in London for over a week.
This soil could come from the bank of a river, or somewhere where the evaporation is slower. A mine, perhaps, or a trench.
The banks of the Thames are clay soil, unlike our samples, so we can rule that out. The nearest mines are 12 miles away, so I would rule that out also. I would therefore conclude your last theory to be nearer the mark.
A trench?
A pit. Watson, bring me your register of the London hospitals.
One of the
Studying
items on
scalpel has given you an
Holmes'
idea,
desk
then.
keeps
Indeed.
I
flipping
bet
into the
it-
camera. And I did not see what was actually asked for. You register London hospitals. Okay. Well, where is it?
Have you found your book?
Is it in your room, Watson? Oh, or is it this? Oh, it could be this. Oh no. Daily report, the Sherlock Holmes affair. The Marquess fake necklace. At the moment of writing these lines, the famous Simone necklace belonging to the Marquess of Conyngham still has not been recovered. Our editorial staff remain reserved as to the role of the famous detective Sherlock Holmes has played in the affair. This is not the first time that Mr. Holmes has compromised himself during the course of one of his so-called investigations. When recalling the second Stain case, the affair is indeed strangely similar to the Marquess of Coningham's necklace for fortune. Indeed, Mr. Trelawney Hope, Secretary of State for European Affairs, had a document of extreme value in his safe box which had been stolen but a few days earlier. Who, if not Sherlock Holmes, could have replaced the document in Mr. Hope's safe? What was the point of the trick? It was evident that Sherlock Holmes knew the identity of the person blackmailing the gentleman's wife, Lady Hilda Trelawney Hope. Guilty of a love affair with another man, the sinister blackmailer, a certain Lucas, had a letter that revealed Lady Trelawney Hope's double life. He wanted the Secretary of State's wife to give him the precious document belonging to her husband in exchange for the love letter. She obeyed him. Then Lucas was found murdered, and then Mr. Holmes managed to find the compromised letter without any difficulty on the crime scene, after it had been meticulously searched by the police. Does that not strike you as strange? Mr. Holmes knew where the hiding place was without any doubt. As the motive for the murderer, no need to ask who might profit from the crime. Eradicate a cumbersome accomplice, and thus appear a hero in the eyes of the authorities. Evidently, the transcription of the affair undertaken by Mr. Holmes' friend, Dr. Watson, gives another explanation entirely, but is he truly objective? We may allow ourselves a little doubt on that score. Oh, Farley. I have no idea.
Read the paper, Holmes.
That was a voice line from the beginning of this session. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? I don't know. Well, apparently Watson doesn't keep it in his office or house. Yes, his house. In the room. His room house home. Holmes' home. Love these games for their ability to make people experience the 5 stages of grief in one hit. Yeah. I Don't even know anymore. Where is the book then? What? What did I just... Moonshine is a brighter thing than fog, but this is a pea super. You asked for help a great deal. This is just my achievements thing. What the fuck?
Have you found your book?
Have you checked Watson's ass? I don't know, it's cavernous enough. Because, you know, big enough to fit Holmes' head up, it's... Why? Two cards to sort through within the compiles of this case will take too long.
General practitioner? That won't be of any use to me. Hospitals and dispensaries in London. I have found my book, Holmes.
Good. Put it on the work table, will you?
Oh. Oh my. The work table, so this is the work table, I'm guessing? Unless I mean, you know, bring it over here.
Here is the section showing
Yeah.
Whitechapel. I made several notations on these pages during our investigation into the Ripper, which might prove useful. All we
What
need
is
to
his
do
eyes?
is to find a hospital or a public dispensary near a location where pits have been dug and black granite has been used.
It's simplicity itself. I haven't finished
Just saw
my
Sherlock's
analysis.
disguise from the last game. Hanging in his rooms, yeah. From a pit. Perhaps only on one side.
I am missing some information. I am missing some information. I am missing.
What the bollocks are you wanting?
I am miss. I haven't finished my analysis. I haven't
What? They're from the pits.
I am missing. I am miss. I am miss. I am miss.
What the?
I am.
What does it want from me? Okay. What?
I haven't finished my.
That's.
I haven't finished.
Click the broken neck of the flask, taken in front of the desktop. What? Oh my god! What?
I haven't finished.
Okay. Two green, one blue, one orange. Okay. Yeah, that's weird. It's weird. Blue one. 3 orange and 2 of that, okay. Same. Oh, let's switch round. Two green and one blue. I do not what get what this is supposed to be showing us. 3 green, 3 orange.
Poison, and apparently very virulent.
Results of the analysis of the poison administered to Bishop of Knightsbridge, a substance that provoked a heightened aggression close to madness, death by cardiac arrest.
Poison. Discreet, efficient, and only detectable via a thorough post-mortem.
Have you been able to isolate the active components, Holmes?
Not with any certainty. This toxic substance surpasses my own knowledge in the field. It is without doubt the work of an expert chemist.
Like Watson!
A chemist and a criminal.
As you say,
It's clipping.
please
The thing at the
find
bottom
my
is clipping through the
monograph
foot
on
camera again.
poisoners of the last 30 years.
Wait, your what now? Your monograph on prisoners of the last 30 years? Where the fuck would that be? What? I didn't think it could, but this is getting even more asinine already. It's not a good look when your point and click adventure game is go and find this very specific thing. What's it supposed to look like? What the dick nozzles?
Female anatomy. I should put this book somewhere else.
I'm sorry, what was that, Watson? What the fuck, Watson?
Female anatomy. I should put this book somewhere else.
Phoenix goes for random quote and gets you will all become redacted from Q. Feel it. Soul Scotland Yard, Hans Schliemann, aka Rat Killer, nationality German, date of place of birth. I get it. Cool.
According to these documents, Hans Schliemann, known as the Rat Killer, was considered the greatest specialist in chemical poison in the world.
Is
The
he
Schliemanns had a good time every once in a blue moon.
He has been held in
Yes,
the
unfortunately it's run by a bunch
high-security
of
wing London's Westgate
assholes.
prison for many years now.
Then he cannot be the one who concocted the poison.
Don't dismiss him too quickly, Watson. According to Scotland Yard,
If
the
you're getting
man
quite
is
that wrong.
exceptionally intelligent. For the greatest criminals, prison is but a mere obstacle. Let's plan a little visit to see Mr. Schliemann tomorrow. I haven't finished my analysis.
I will be right back. I need to feed the cat. You can just enjoy the ambience of Watson obsessed with female anatomy books. What the? Well, it didn't. A semi-return. Okay, I'm back. Thank you, Ride.
I haven't finished. I haven't finished my analysis. I am miss. I am. I am miss. I am. I am. I am. I haven't finished my analysis.
I'm guilty of the following charge of poisoning, attempted poisoning, theft and receiving chemical substances, murder and attempted murder, kidnapping with aggravated circumstances, cruelty, hit animals, hit and run, illegal use of chemicals, manipulation of the weak, drunken charge. History and description of the individual. Despite numerous mental problems and neuroses, Hans Schliemann is an exceptional chemist and equally remarkable mathematician. At the age of 21, his unstable and violent character resulted in his expulsion from the University of Vienna, where he had excelled in his chosen subject. After being expelled, he was not heard of again for 4 years. He was captured and arrested in June 1864 during case number X2552A, the Stuttgart poisoning, in which he was the principal suspect. He escaped before being sentenced and vanished again. A number of elements suggest that he had found refuge in London. An investigation undertaken by Scotland Yard found him living under the stolen identity of one Leonardo Tizia. However, the officers he came to arrest him were poisoned and he escaped once again. Informers picked up his trail again in 1880 as the ancient factory converted into a clandestine chemical laboratory. Schliemann was absent during the search. From documents found inside the laboratory, we learned he had a diabolical plan in mind. His goal was to poison the drinking water reservoirs in several parts of the city. To this day, his motives remain unclear. His arrest on 5/5/1888 was due entirely to chance, where he was recognised by a police officer while stumbling around in a state of inebriation, shouting with his intention to poison the entire city. None of the interrogations following his arrest have provided any conclusive information, and Schliemann broke his silence only with incoherent comments. There. Am I missing something? The Deerstalker? The woman? Apparently no, I've got to just go and guesswork this apparently, because the monograph didn't give any more information.
I am missing some.
What? Ow. Back to the guide, because this is weird. Select the correct instructions based on the clues obtained. If the conclusion is correct, the frame turns green.
Now I can make the right decision.
Really? fuck's sake.
The public dispensary number 4661. It's just opposite the Whitechapel Street Cemetery.
Yes, Watson. The murderer with the
I
missing
feel
finger must work
like I'm
in the
partway through an
cemetery.
Egyptian
Or if he's
embalming
visited,
process
he
and
could have
the
taken a
hook has been shoved up
one
my
of the
nose and
types they
scrambled
use
my
to lower the
brain.
coffins into the graves. The granite is minute particles of tombstone.
And he only had to cross the road to steal a scalpel from the dispensary opposite.
Okay.
Let us look at our deduction board, Watson.
Oh. The bishop's murderer's a vampire.
Perfect. Well done, Watson. Our board is finished. It confirms that the bishop's murderers work for one person, who, amongst other things, possesses a very sophisticated...
Tonight I'm
poison.
going to
They
suck
therefore act for someone
your
more
blood.
educated than themselves. You remember Wiggins and his gang, the Baker Street Irregulars?
Yes, the street urchins, whom you employ upon occasion, and Wiggins is their leader.
Yes. Well, I have hired their services again. I have instructed them to find out the address of the bishop's nephew.
I think he's here.
Hello, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, my young friend, have you found the information for which...
What
you
is
would
that
want Watson to pay?
face?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, it was easy.
Very well, I understand. Here are a few pennies.
Thanks, Dr. Watson. The man you're looking for lives near Kensington.
Does he live alone?
Yes, but he rents a room for an old lady.
Did she see you?
No, Mr. Holmes, no one saw me.
Perfect. Watson, give our young friend another shilling as a reward for his discretion.
Here we go again. But of course,
Glass adult face.
I'm falling asleep, Holmes. Aren't you tired?
No, I have an exceptional constitution. I can't remember ever having been fatigued by work. Idleness, on the other hand, exhausts me completely. Go to bed, Watson. The night will be short. We leave at dawn.
I'm very certain
Wow,
they
this
didn't
is
mean
a
it.
real adventure. It's exciting. I like it better than
Oh
made-up
god,
stories.
these are
I want
worse.
to know what happens next. Keep reading. I'm going to.
Ah, I want to listen to.
My readers must excuse me if I do not describe in full detail here the terrible images which haunted me that night.
I had a sense that something extraordinary would take place.
Demons.
But I was scarcely
demons,
prepared
kids,
for
same
the
thing.
reality of it.
Get the flamethrower.
Good morning, Holmes. Did you get any
This
rest?
is my Flammenwerfer.
I did
It's
not
there for
attempt to sleep.
Flammens.
Have you managed to come to any conclusions?
I think that we might follow 3 trails. We can visit Whitechapel to try to discover the identity of the murderers by making inquiries at Dispensary 4661 and at the Whitechapel Street Cemetery.
The poison trail seems more important to me. We should perhaps go to Westgate Prison first to see Hans Schielmann.
Yes.
Oh, it seems far more
And let us
appealing.
not forget the
True.
bishop's irascible nephew, whose address we now have, thanks to my Baker Street irregulars. I have located each place on our map of London.
Holmes, let me remind you that we still have not been officially instructed to investigate this affair.
Ah, well, we will just have to hide that small detail.
Fine.
Westgate Prison. Here we are at the famous Westgate Prison, one of the oldest and surest in the kingdom.
I've heard that it is soon going to be demolished. Don't you find it strange that it still houses criminals as dangerous as Hans Schielmann?
There's nothing strange about it, Watson. The name of this prison is linked with numerous failed escape attempts. As long as it stands, the criminals will fear it.
Good morning, gentlemen. Are you expected?
No, but
What
we wish
the hell
to meet
is
with
this
one of your
music?
prisoners, Hans Schielman.
I'm afraid that at the moment that is impossible. Access to the cells is controlled strictly. You can't go there without permission from the director.
Then would you be so good as to announce us? I am Sherlock Holmes, and this is Dr. Watson.
The famous Holmes and Watson. Yes. What an honour. My name is Brighton. Frank Brighton. I'm afraid that I can't announce you. I'm not allowed to leave my post, under any circumstances. But I'm sure that the director won't refuse to see you, even without an appointment. Do you see the corridor behind the reception? Follow it to the secretary's office. You'll find him there.
Thank you, Warden Brighton. One last thing. Hans Schielman received any visits lately?
None. And I'm sure because I've dealt with receiving visitors for several weeks now. I volunteered because it's a calm post to be in. We don't get many visitors and it gives me time to write. Just like you, Dr. Watson. I enjoy literature and the...
Very good. Thank you.
That was very impolite, Holmes. That man admires our work. You could have given him...
Another time. Let's go and meet the director of the prison.
See, look, he's crying now. Look at him. He's just hunched over crying at his desk. You insensitive bastard, Holmes. I'll be right back briefly. I'll go get a bowl to dunk tea bags into. Make Holmes talk to him.
Sorry, sirs. I'm on duty. I can't help you.
It even looks like he's been crying. My God, Sherlock.
Closed. Staff cloakroom. Closed.
The locker room. This is where the prisoners' things are kept.
What? Okay. Two things. A, that says cloakroom. B, why did Watson speak when I clicked on something as Holmes? It's the... Oh, God, it's the opposite of what happened in the previous game when I clicked on something as Watson and it spoke as Holmes. Oh, my God, why?
The locker room. This is where the prisoners' things are kept.
But it says cloakroom, and why?
Closed. Let us go to the secretary's office.
What? Why? It says secretary. I clicked on it. Let us go to the secretary's office. Why? What the hell? Many things are incorrect.
Good morning, miss.
Oh, excuse me, I dropped off. Good morning, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
I am Sherlock Holmes, and this is
Why
Dr.
is the
Watson.
name badge
We would
facing
like to
her? It
talk
should
to
be
you.
facing out.
I'll just go and see if he can receive
Why
you.
is it double-sided?
Tiredness, pale face, stiffness. I believe that the young lady is expecting a happy event.
It would would seem so.
Why?
This charming secretary is Miss Jenny Patterson.
Why did Watson say that, and why have I gone fuzzy? What the bollocks? Oh, those look a bit sussy. Give me 2 seconds. I've got to do the sussy investigation. Oh, no, we're good. We're actually good. Fair. Oh, no sussies.
Hot tea.
What the fuck?
Hot tea. Hot tea. Hot tea. Hot tea.
Please someone clip hot tea so talk can make into the redeem.
Hot tea. Hot tea.
Don't like fuck me.
Hot tea.
What the fuck?
This small rack is for urgent letters to be given immediately to the director.
It's fine.
The director's office, Mr. P. Patterson. No need to go in there. Strange. The director and the secretary have the same name.
We're going to open the door, then going to be fucking.
I'm delighted to meet you, Mr. Holmes. I am Paul Patterson, director of this establishment. You wish to talk to me? I hope this unexpected visit isn't to announce bad news.
No, do not worry. We are investigating an affair of the highest importance, one
Thank you,
which
DJ.
could potentially affect the security of the kingdom. Therefore, it is imperative that we interview one of your prisoners, Hans Schielmann.
Hans, the rat killer. He's been in here for a long while now, and he's had no contact with the outside. How could he be involved in such an affair?
That is what we would like to find out.
And you have been commissioned by Scotland Yard?
Evidently.
Very well. I have complete
That's all
confidence
well,
in you, Mr. Holmes. I will draw
no,
up a
just pop in the
pass
clips
that you
channel.
should give
I'll
to Warden
DM it
James
to them.
in the guard room. He will show you to the cells.
Thank you.
Hey, PS.
Keep me informed of your progress. And if there is anything else, don't hesitate to let me know.
We shall certainly do so.
Miss Patterson, you have the same name as the director. Are you related?
Come, Watson. Anyone who might have made the slightest study of anthropology would have noted the
He puts on
similarities
mobile special
between
form
the
powers
young lady
is.
and her father.
Mr. Holmes is right, I am his daughter, but he doesn't like to talk about it. I think he's afraid of being accused of favoritism.
I'm sure it was your qualities alone which secured you this position, miss.
If you must try out your powers of seduction, then what do you say about using them on the rat killer?
Oh, burn! Burn! He's glaring at Watson after he just delivered that burn. Oh,
goodbye.
God.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
But he doesn't like to talk about it, come up with his favoritism. Yet, you look at that, then you look to the left, and you see the same name. Screen's frozen. My connection did actually balk. I did drop some frames, so that was on my end. For some weird reason, I don't know why. Play mobile for the freeze. I will. Boop.
Let's go to the high security area, Holmes.
What was the delivery of that line? Let's go to the high security area. Holmes! Holmes is trying to walk through the door. He's almost succeeding as well. Play Holmes, my dear Watson.
Sorry, but this area is prohibited without a pass. Please leave.
Have a pass.
Ah, you've got a pass for the high security area. It's the door at the end. Go ahead.
Oh, what?
Closed.
But
leads to the high security area, where the most dangerous prisoners are locked up.
I'm sorry. I was just told by the guards to go to the door at the end of the hallway, which is locked. What the fuck? Brain, yes. Completely unrelated to the stream, but Brain, yes. What's Brain done, Ride?
Sorry, sirs. I'm on duty. I
If you're
can't
then
help
just
you.
hidden, you could approach it.
It is potassium nitrate, isn't it?
Yes. Saltpeter or whatever.
Why?
It is about the signing in book.
No, I think that is the signing in book.
This information board is almost empty. Strange, in view of the activity in the prison.
Wait, do they mean that door? They do, don't they? How does that make any sense?
My name is Peter James, Chief Warden, and this is Deputy Warden O'Sullivan.
I imagine I will find Hans Schielman behind these bars in the basement.
Yes, the high security cells are down there.
Is this the only access?
Yes, there was a second door at the end of the main hall, but it's been blocked up as a security measure.
Thank you, Chief Warden.
At your service. If you require further information, Warden Mackenzie will help you. He's at his post in the basement.
Mr. Holmes, I am a huge admirer
What
of
has
yours.
happened to his
I have
nose?
followed all your cases and successes
his
with
teeth.
the greatest interest.
What enthusiasm. Have you ever thought of a career in the police force?
Have I thought about it? It's my dream. And I'm going to try my chance once this establishment closes down. I'm studying hard for the examination to get into police school.
Tell me about the prisoners, Warden James.
We only have a few. As you might be aware, the days of this place are numbered. Therefore, we no longer receive new prisoners. Those who are already here are among the most dangerous in London. We have 3 at the moment. Hans the Rat Killer and the Flint Brothers.
The Flint Brothers?
Yes, 2 rather simple-minded maniacs who detest one another despite their relation. They massacred their parents and decapitated their neighbours. It took more than 9 policemen to overpower them.
Put it in Discord. I literally just saw it.
There isn't any information on the notice board. Should there be notes about duties?
Yes, there should be, but Miss Patterson hasn't put up the guards' assignments for this week yet. It's not like her. Usually she does it first thing in the morning. Without these instructions, the guard in the basement won't be changed. I would go and get them, but I don't want the director to catch me there. He's very strict. Doesn't like us wandering around when we're on duty. And it would get his daughter in trouble. He's not being very pleasant with her at the moment. And I don't want to make things worse.
How does not having the information about guard duty stop you from ensuring the watch in the basement?
Because of the system of opening the doors, Mr. Holmes. As you can see, they are equipped with a mechanical timer which answers to a code. When the timer stops, that is to say at the end of each watch, the doors block automatically and the code is reset. It is therefore impossible to open the doors without the new code.
And who has the code?
Only the guard who takes the new watch. He's the only one who can open the envelope that it's kept in. He learns it by heart and destroys the message.
Very clever, but let's look at the limits of this procedure. One false note, and the system falls apart.
See you later, Mr. Holmes.
It is the guard's guest book, perhaps for distinguished guests.
A waste of paper and ink.
The guards
Everything
will
is.
spend long hours.
Everything is in this era. Everything's just wasteful. Watson's not coming with me, apparently.
Here's the famous high security.
Yes, he is.
Warden Mackenzie,
What the
at your
fuck?
service, sir.
Good morning, Warden. I have a pass which allows me to speak with prisoner Hunts.
Very well. It is the cell at the end to your left.
Hey, Pierce.
I'd advise you to walk in the middle of the corridor. Warden Mackenzie, at your service, sir.
What should we do next, Holmes?
What do you want? You're a friend of my brother, are you? That dirty rat. I'm going to have his guts for garters.
You've been lucky, little brother. Otherwise, your goose would have been cooked.
What the actual fuck?
Hans Schielmann, I require some information from you.
Overly dramatic.
So, who do we have here? The celebrated Sherlock Holmes himself. Do you know that for all the time I have spent rotting in here, you are my first and only visitor? I think this is cause for celebration. A confrontation between two geniuses, two extraordinary minds.
I am afraid that you are not
Bro.
quite as great a chemist as you believe you are, Mr. Schielmann.
Where's
I
this
will
guy
not
from?
say that you never were.
I don't know.
No, it was certainly true once.
Apparently
you see,
Germany, but
while you are
I'm doubting
whiling
that
away
from
your
the
days
accent.
Here, it appears that someone on the outside is at the point of
Thanks,
surpassing
Brain.
you, if that is not already the case.
Yes,
Now
I
we're
heard
washing the
about
prison.
that. A chemical poison that
I
eats
have
away
brain
at
rot
the
about Power Wash
flesh and
Simulator.
provokes hysteria. I recognize talent when I see it, but it's only a matter of time before I win back my laurels. Believe me.
What can you tell me?
That depends on what you can bring to me.
Doesn't can use power washing.
What do you want?
I wash his flesh.
Do you know why I am treated so harshly? For my meals, I am given
Everybody knows
nothing
what to
but a
face.
hunk of bread. And even then, not just any sort. The
Get to the point.
never interrupt
What
me!
the fuck was that?
Where was I? Oh yes, the bread. Did you know that with a little rye yeast, a pinch of moss, certain cockroach secretions, just enough light and damp, with a few other ingredients that I will keep quiet about, I succeeded in poisoning half the staff here.
What the fuck?
Unfortunately, a little something was omitted, which would have made the results fatal. Instead, it merely caused acute attacks of stress and powerful hallucinations. Even so, I got a
Let's go to that.
great
Interrupt me again.
laugh
I
out of
really
watching them
wish I
cry
could.
like babies when they saw their most primitive fears materializing before them.
You are a monster, Mr. Shielman.
Thank you.
It wasn't a compliment.
But of course it was! You others, you ordinary, narrow-minded people, you are afraid of
What
anything
even
that
the
you cannot
fuck?
comprehend. You call me a monster because what you find impossible to face is just the slightest fraction of my genius. If by monster you mean someone who is nothing like you, then it is a compliment.
What do you need?
Very little.
I think Silence
Just
and Maiden.
something to write with. You see, my brain races like an engine with too many thoughts. I see them crackle and explode into thousands of formulae right in front of me. What a torture not to be able to write them down. What a hell to see them vanish just as quickly as they appear to me. Just bring me something that I can write with.
That's all. That seems an easy enough request to fulfill.
But listen,
That sounds
I don't want
sus.
a vulgar inkwell and a pigeon's feather. No, I need material fit for my talent. I want my ink pen. Bring it to me, and I will be happy to pass on to you a little of my knowledge of modern chemistry.
Where is it?
It was confiscated upon my arrival here. I suppose it might be in my locker, in the locker room. Leave me now, and don't come back without my ink pen. See you soon, Mr. Holmes. Well...
Can I do this again?
What do you want?
Do you know why I am treated so harshly?
People's ink
For
pen,
my
maybe.
meals, I am given
Yeah.
nothing but a hunk of bread.
It's gonna
And
do it
even
again.
then,
It's gonna
not
do it again.
just any sort. The...
Get to the point.
Never interrupt me! Where was I? Oh yes, the bread. Did you know that with a little rye yeast, a pinch of moss, certain cockroach secretions, just enough light and damp, with a few other ingredients that I will keep quiet about, I succeeded in poisoning half the staff here.
I don't even know.
Unfortunately, a little something was omitted, which would have even... Thank you. But if...
Let's do it again.
What do you... Get to the point.
Never in... Oh, yeah. Unfortunately... Thank you. See you soon,
Oh my god. Oh, wow.
Warden Mackenzie.
Can I talk to him and say you want to go?
Been of ser-
Ah. Because you won't ask the warden permission for the pen. Apparently, yes, we are.
Can you tell me where I might find the locker room?
In the corridor that leads to the director's office. That's where the prisoners' civilian stuff is held. But seeing the length of their sentences, they've little chance of ever getting it back.
Can you open the locker room for us? We would like to inspect Shielman's personal items.
No, Mr. Holmes. I'm not responsible for that. You will find the keys in the secretary's office.
Okay.
See you later, Mr. Holmes.
Got to oh, brilliant. Ride, you're awesome. So with the battle mobile. That's just chef kiss. God, this game is janky.
Miss, may we borrow the keys to the locker room?
You will need authorization from the director to open that door. If you wait a moment, then I will inform him.
We will wait, thank you.
Anything new, Mr. Holmes? Is your investigation advancing? Mr. Holmes, have you been able to get what you wanted from our lodger?
Not yet. We must first cast light upon a crucial point, and for that we require your help again.
What can I do?
We need to examine Shieldman's civilian clothing.
Very well, but be extremely careful.
What do you mean?
In that madman's compartment, you will find a strange little coded case which refused point blank to open when he was incarcerated. We did try to force it, but without success.
Didn't you ask the experts?
Of course we did. Experts from Scotland Yard came to examine it, but they came to the conclusion that it was better that the case remained shut than tamper with it too much.
I see. They were afraid that some poison or other might escape if it was opened.
Exactly. Bear in mind that this man is an evil genius, a master poisoner, and that his poisons are never ordinary. Here's the key to the locker room. I give you the authorization to open it.
Why?
Good. Thank you, Mr.
She was sat down and then she just steps backwards next to...
Patterson, the guards are still waiting for you to put up the duty list. Do it as soon as possible.
Why has she also got no
Without
emotion in
it,
her
the
face?
changing of the guard cannot take place. Or had you forgotten?
What if the director interrupted him?
Dry your tears, miss. I'm certain that your
Yeah,
father
welcome,
didn't
little
mean
bro.
to hurt you.
Welcome to...
Mr. Watson, I can't put up the
I don't
duty
even
list.
know.
When he finds out, he'll be furious.
Why can't you?
It's in my locker, in the cloakroom, and I've lost the key.
Your aunt.
Say no more, Holmes. As you keep repeating, time is against us. Let's go and look at the things in the rat killer's locker.
But what could I have done with the keys?
What even is this? I just don't know anymore.
Closed.
Oh,
Here
look,
is
the only
locker
one with a
of
name
our
on it.
friend, Hans, the mad
Did we interrupt
scientist.
her?
Oh, what a jumble.
Blotting paper. A paper knife. This solid box must hold a precious object. Let us see.
Oh, look, it's the periodic table. As soon as the catastrophe came to be known, the alarm from mouth to mouth was blown, and the cry rang out all over the town. Good heavens, the Tay Bridge is blown down, and a passenger train from Edinburgh, which filled all the people's hearts with sorrow, and made for them to turn pale, because none of the passengers were saved to the tale, how the disaster happened on the last Sabbath day of 1879, which will be remembered for a very long time. William Topaz McGonagall. What?
Blotting paper. I can't do that.
Shiv, 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 shiv.
Nothing of interest here. Nothing of interest here. Nothing of interest here. Nothing of interest here. That's not right. Start again. I can't do that. I can't do that.
Twitch being Twitch and showing things stuck in emote only mode. I was confused. What the bollocks, Twitch?
A poem in Hans's handwriting.
It's good now. Twitch, what the bollocks?
A poem.
Twitch, why? I don't know. What? Why do I still have the mud?
Blotting paper. This solid. Blotting paper. Blotting paper.
The mud is important. Apparently the mud is important. Just can't use it here. Shiv.
I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that.
Even more.
You can do that.
Big F.
Nothing of interest here.
Should be careful. I hear the evil genius Dr. Hans put a deadly poison called dihydrogen monoxide within. Her familiar character, the director, everyone whose images has died. Oh no.
Nothing of interest here.
Don't get what I'm supposed to.
What should we do next, Holmes? Oh, what a jumble.
A paper knife. Blotting paper. Blotting. A paper. Blotting. A paper. This. That's not right. Start again.
4 things. I don't get what that's supposed to be even looking. Well, I don't get that whatsoever.
Staff cloakroom. Closed.
Why did it sound like, you know, it was oh, it's the other door closing. I thought it sounded like things were. He was trying to handle. Sound effect happened and then.
Locked. I can feel a draft. This must be the access to the inside yard.
Closed.
Oh.
Closed.
Blood.
Closed.
Closed blood. I'm being fished.
Closed. Closed.
You don't even need to touch that one to know it's closed, apparently.
This is the entrance to the ordinary prisoner's cell. There's no point in going there.
Sorry, sirs. I'm on duty. I can't help you.
Do I go and talk to Mr. Hans and say, hey, what's the combination to your... Also, why did he comment on it being potassium nitrate?
It is potassium.
Yes.
No, I can't do that.
It won't let me
No,
go
I
back
can't
down to him. Okay. So...
This device must be the alarm.
Okay. Okay, Holmes. Fishy was... Ugh. Gross.
Cleaning materials, otherwise known as a broom cupboard. Nothing of interest here.
Sherlock has the same powers as a Dragonborn who can tell if a door is locked or if a container has any items in it based on a glance. Yeah, but who needs to be able to tell if a door's locked or not when you're like my lizard folk who can French kiss a door open? My lizard folk. Very high dexterity. He's a rogue. Got expertise at sleight of hand and, you know, with thieves' tools. Technically, should be able to pick a lock with their tongue because, you know, a lizard's tongue is very dexterous. French gets a door to open it. And then we know that, you know, this is how we tell if the door is a mimic. Because if my lizard folk does that and it moans, it's a mimic. Door's only locked if your strength modifier is too low. He doesn't need strength. Rogues don't need strength. Especially not when I can bite. Do a heckin' nom. Because, you know, there is going to be at least one time during this campaign where I am going to say, my character tries to bite his balls off. By the way, sneak attack. Am I supposed to go somewhere else first? It doesn't. I don't have the map. I have the map icon, which basically means that I can't. Do you think the party barbarian in any campaign ever knows whether a door is locked or not after ripping off its hinges? A smart party wouldn't let the barbarian do that. They would let the person who's got proficiency with picking locks and detecting traps do it first.
It is about the exit door.
What do you mean it is about the exit door? Yeah, so basically I'm stuck in here until I complete this.
Closed.
He's making this sound as if he's trying to open it, but he's just away from it. What the fuck?
Oh, what a jumble.
Smart party wouldn't let him sure. It's the matter if they can stop him or not. Oh, that's easy. Hold person.
This solid box might...
So potassium nitrate. Potassium starts with... Potassium is K. Nitrogen is... Ni? No, that's nickel. Nitrogen is N. Yeah. There's no K here, so there's no potassium. Let's do a big F in chat.
A poem
Oh.
in Hans's handwriting.
I don't think that's it, but it could be. It possibly is. I'm doing great detail about Baldur's Gate 3. Once you get to the spell to dominate a person without putting spoilers in, a special type for certain NPCs, they attack their friends. Nice. I might be on something here. So what did we do? H O. What have we got? 1879. So it should be H-O-N-F. H-O-N-F. Honf.
A poem.
H-O-N.
That's not right. Start again.
Bollocks. That was 1879. Yeah, 1879 would be hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, fluorine. I've gone fuzzy again. I still like the fact that Baldur's Gate 3 is actually letting me do a proper evil campaign.
There is something interesting here. There is something interesting here. There is something interesting here.
The paper knife has something to do with the puzzle. I don't know what a paper knife is, though, just a knife of paper. So a paper knife is basically, I think it's like, you know, to open up an envelope.
There is something interesting here. Blotting paper. I can't do that. No, it is unnecessary. Blotting paper. Blotting paper. This cannot be a simple coincidence.
Abrahasa.
Perfect.
I thought my game crashed.
What is written on that note, Holmes?
Later, Watson, later. We can give Hans his pen.
That's an overlay, yep. What heart attack upon you. Look how Watson's now standing outside of the whole door. That took a long time to close. A long time to become closed. Gonna make sure the pen isn't filled with the poison instead of ink verse Sherlock. We've just warned you the prisoner admitted to poisoning half the prison. Yep. But no, apparently not.
What a bunch of incompetents. Oh, if I was as unprofessional as that. there would be murderers running all over the town.
What's the matter? What? Are you a patient of Dr. Watson?
Very amusing.
I was going on about the dry cleaners in Westgate Street. They've just delivered my ceremonial uniform in the middle of my duty, when I've told them 1,000 times not to bring it until after 6 in the evening.
A ceremonial uniform? You've been promoted?
No, and that's not about to happen. No, I've been invited to a wedding. I mean, I hope to be. I'm in trouble. If the director sees that I've left my post, I'll be sacked without pay.
Give it to me, Warden Brighton. I'll take care of it for you.
Really? Thanks a lot. Here's the key to the cloakroom and that of my locker. I'm really grateful, Mr. Holmes.
What have you got in mind, Holmes? You're not doing this out of kindness, are you?
No, out of curiosity. We will be able to access the cloakroom with these keys.
I've got his disguise.
Here is Brighton's locker. Miss Patterson's locker.
What's the have ever been nice for the sake of being nice? Yeah, exactly.
Miss Patterson's locker. Bicarbonate of soda. Brighton must have an upset stomach caused by stress, without a doubt.
I did not know that was a stomach medication. Just, chugging down baking soda.
The name on the key is Jenny Patterson. That is interesting. Bicarbonate of soda. I need something.
Why does he have Jenny's key?
Let us examine Miss Patterson's locker.
Rough choice once, but it does the job.
The box is rather sophisticated.
Incredible. Is Jenny hiding something?
One of these things, I think. Okay, so those two have to go together because they're the only ones that actually will fit. That one could go like that. That would mean that this has to go there. This has to go there. It's not bad, but if I do that, just do that. Baking soda is surprisingly versatile. Oh, I know, like, it's got loads of, like, cleaning applications. Just didn't realize people use it to not upchuck the guts. Okay, so why do I still have these two then? Baking soda is the duct tape for everything duct tape can't fix. Oh no. Baking soda is a very false name. Really, I think I've used it for more cleaning than baking. I've never brushed my teeth with it when it's especially broken. I mean, it's called bicarbonate soda normally. It's just, baking soda for some weird reason. Do that. do that. Then this. Then this. There we go.
It's really very clever. Little Jenny is astonishing.
Service sheet. Basement guard, Warden O'Sullivan. On reception, Warden Brighton. On call in the guards room, Warden Mackenzie. Coordination chief, Warden James.
Here is the famous guard duty list. Interesting.
Jenny Patterson, Frank Brighton, a single heart with two souls and eternal love. Oh.
A locket sealing the relation between Jenny and Warden Brighton. Decidedly, this boy is not a great poet.
Wow. My Jenny, let's get married. Never mind the consequences. Your father will have to accept the fact that we are in love. Think about the baby and don't forget that. I love you, 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 I love you. And I've written you a poem. Jenny Patterson, your heart pounds. Mine weighs a ton. Our love has no bounds. It just goes on and on. I was inspired by the great Chinese poets to write it. Be courageous, my honey bun, your Frankie. I take it back. Holmes was right on the nail there. Yeah, wow.
A letter from Brighton to Jenny. Barely literate.
Apparently, Jenny is carrying Brighton's child, and it seems that Jenny's father, the director, is unaware of this.
I'm just going to close down the periodic table. Holmes, I get to you. You alright? Holmes often is right. That's the problem. It's just this game is weird. Do I give this back to Jenny or do I don't even have it? Do I go and talk to Jenny? Is that it? It's like, hey, here are the documents. Hey, look, stop crying.
We have found the guard duty cards, miss. If you like, I can go and discreetly give them to the guards.
Oh, thank you. You've got me out of a lot of trouble, Mr. Holmes.
And she immediately stops crying.
We have found the...
Oh, thank you.
Sure. Doesn't want to do anything but give Hans his pen. But at the same time, maybe get the lunging animation again with pen and Vito. Maybe. Maybe.
Sorry, sirs.
Well, I've done what you wanted me to do, my dude. So, dooma-no.
Sorry, Mr. Holmes, you can't go into the basement for the moment.
For what reason?
The door has locked itself automatically. We must enter a new security code.
Do it, then.
Miss Patterson hasn't put up the guard duty list yet. Without that
Oh
information, I don't know who's
my
authorised to
god,
take note
thanks to
of
the
the
nostalgia there,
So
right?
Mackenzie is locked in the high security zone.
Yes, but don't worry about him. He's trained for this sort of dysfunction.
Why not ask the director to take note of the code and open the door?
He isn't allowed to, and I doubt that he would run the risk of going against the orders of the administration centre. Anyway, the bars in the high security section are joined to the alarm system, which is in that room. We only need to sound it to unblock, but you see, we can't do that now.
We'll try to find the duty list, Warden James.
Here.
We have found Chief Warden James's duty list.
Good. Thank you, Mr. Holmes. Let's see. O'Sullivan, it's you who takes over from Mackenzie. Take note of the code, please, and unblock the door.
At once, Chief. Ah, Mr. Holmes, could I ask you for a favour?
Please
You're
do.
supposed to be
I
down
think I
there.
can say on behalf of all the staff that we would be honoured if you would care to write something in our guest book.
You are supposed to be down
With
there.
pleasure, O'Sullivan.
That looks like a cigar.
You seem worn out, O'Sullivan. A good night's sleep would do you good.
A good night's sleep would do me good. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
Is something worrying you?
As you know, Westgate Prison will soon be demolished, and I'm spending most of my nights studying for my exam to join the police. You understand, I have to think about my future. So sleep isn't a priority.
Mouth movements are really
Scotland Yard is always
just
looking for
what
young,
the fuck.
competent and motivated men. Would a letter of recommendation from me allow you to get some sleep?
What? A letter from Mr. Sherlock Holmes recommending me for Scotland Yard? Are you quite serious?
Completely serious, my young friend. May I use this writing paper? The one on your desk.
1,000 thanks, Mr. Holmes. 1,000 thanks.
It is addressed to Inspector Baines, a good friend of mine. There's no need to remind you that it must be opened only by the person to whom it is addressed.
I hope his mouth closed. What more you need?
I'll give it to him personally. Thank you again,
At least it's not as bad as Half-Life.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
It's not a letter of recommendation. Holmes has duped you. Well, what's actually in that letter? It's probably going to be a message to Baines, and it's like, hey, by the way, shit's going down, yo. Sure, it doesn't do nicely. No, it never does.
Warden.
Guaranteed. What even is this?
Well.
Bell. Oh my god, I can do it again. If we gotta get in for being a good errand boy.
What do you... Get to the point.
Never interrupt me! Oh, yes. If. Thank you. But of... If... See. Well...
Never interrupt me!
You have what you wanted. Your precious pen.
You seem annoyed, Mr. Holmes. I would even go so far as to say terribly worried.
Never interrupt
Why should
me.
you care, Mr. Shielman? Let's talk about that poison.
I am not talking about you in the grip of natural emotions found in ordinary people who are confronted by the inexplicable. But as for Mr.
at
Holmes,
some point.
you are embarrassed.
Oh
aren't
no.
You? Are you
Oh
hiding
no.
something?
That is enough, Shielman.
You have kept your word.
There's a command somehow on
Therefore,
that.
I will
7
keep
tenth of the screen lunging and screaming with interrupt. Oh, I could not do that.
Which so interests you isn't finished yet. Its maker is encountering great difficulties. in
Ripping that
attaining
animation
the
from the
desired
game would be
results.
really difficult.
What is the end result?
Now, Mr. Holmes, the end result of any science, as Descartes once said, to become the master and owner of nature. Here we are talking about human nature, of course, and the creator's problem isn't so much the mixture as the durability of his creation.
What do you mean?
You see, this poison was made using rare but very volatile short-living compounds, which means that it is only possible to produce small quantities, which most importantly do not keep for a long time. Conceiving such a product in a laboratory especially built for the purpose could be achieved by any good chemist. But recopying this alchemy on another scale and keeping it ready at any moment, observing the particular conservation and storing conditions that a substance of this type requires, well, that would need a genius. I doubt if the creator of this mixture would be capable.
And you would be, of course.
Of course.
Luckily, you are going to spend the rest of your life in prison.
Luck is cyclical. It always comes around again, sooner or later. As far as I am concerned, I have the feeling that the cycle is going to be very short.
Yeah, because we've just... Yeah.
Holmes, it sounds to me as though this Shielman is implying that an escape attempt will be made.
Yes, we must go and warn the director.
Only the director, though, not the wardens. We don't need to worry, to warn the wardens. It's their job, and they are the front line if he does make an escape attempt. Yeah, we don't need to worry about that. No. Just the director. Pen's filled with poison. He's going to jab it into the warden next stroll around and take his key. That's my prediction. Or do the whole class thing. Like, oh no! Oh, my leg! It is broken! I fell! Like the tower. So, what's all this noise then? Jab. Haha, I am free.
It is out of the question that your bastard is named Patterson. Very well. You refuse to reveal the father to me? Well, then go and join him. I'm not stopping you.
I can't.
Director, you will have to postpone this small family reunion.
Nick Sloan, welcome. Thank you for your contribution to Masochism Stream Challenge.
We must act without delay.
You're not thinking of...
Yes. Shielman's words leave no room for doubt. It seems that he is planning an escape attempt. We strongly advise you to search his cell.
That's just going to give him the opportunity he needs.
He's hiding something? Because I must make an official report and have a legitimate reason for doing a search.
Director, if this prison is still in operation, it is solely because of its reputation. Think of the consequences of an escape. It would be closed at once. And what post do you imagine would be offered to the person deemed responsible?
You're right. No one will escape from Westgate under Patterson. I will order an immediate search of Mr. Shielman's cell.
Chief Warden James reporting. The search of prisoner Hans Shielman's cell has been carried out. No suspicious items were found.
Thank you, Chief James. I feel better now. Without wishing to offend you, Mr. Holmes, I am glad that you were mistaken.
If I'm not mistaken, we've nothing more to do here. Shall we go, Holmes?
There's just one more thing for me to see, Watson.
What's that?
Mr. Holmes, sorry to interrupt you, but Miss Jenny wishes to see you alone. She's
they
waiting
got
for you
a
in
bunch
her
of rifles on the wall next to it.
Watson.
How did you know?
Wait for me in the guards' room. I won't be long.
Watson just stood there
What
like,
an
wow.
extraordinary gentleman that Sherlock Holmes is. You must have had lots of adventures with him.
Oh, yes, dozens.
He was infallible. There wasn't anything out of the way in the rat killer's cell. Could he have been mistaken?
I must admit...
Warden Brighton, in my office immediately. That's an order.
The director seems furious.
Yes. It must be important for him to order Brighton to leave his post.
I wouldn't want to be in his shoes.
Did you hear that?
What the fuck was that?
I've never heard Flint shout like that.
But why doesn't O'Sullivan sound the alarm?
Follow me, Mackenzie. Let's go and have a look.
I'll come with you.
No, Dr. Watson, you're not allowed in. Wait for me here.
Very well.
Watson, set up with a rifle. Take one of the rifles and say, I'll cover you.
But, the grill is blocked, Chief.
We've been locked in. And that smoke, it's coming from below. O'Sullivan, can you hear us?
Sully, are you alive?
Watson's going to send us a first-person shooter.
Answer us, Sully.
What's going on? Can I help you?
Sound the alarm in the guards room. That should unblock the door. Be quick. O'Sullivan might be in danger.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Oh, got it.
Close.
Oh, I've got to find out.
There is nothing interesting here.
Oh, he doesn't say closed.
I must sound the alarm. I must sound the alarm.
I thought that was the alarm. Okay, where's the guards room then?
The door is locked, and I can hear shouting and crying. We're in the middle of some family drama, so there's no chance of them hearing me. I must sound the alarm. There is nothing. There is.
It wasn't his pocket finger too. Twins of a shark. They all have. It's like it's a shared inventory. I don't even.
O'Sullivan!
Yes, I'm here. Quick, get me out of here. The Flints have escaped, and they are fighting like dogs. Help!
It's a catastrophe.
That's
locked.
That's not O'Sullivan. Yeah, that was 100% Hans.
Locked.
Okay.
It doesn't work.
Well, maybe it's to do with this.
There is nothing interesting here.
Still, again, doesn't force you to pull that German accent. I think it is going to make me fall for it.
Locked.
Hey, what are you waiting for to sound the alarm, Doctor?
It's
It's for
impossible.
Lupin.
It's been damaged. I'll run and warn the director.
No, Doctor. Our priority is to save O'Sullivan. Go ahead through the visitors' corridor and see if he answers your call.
Very well.
Take the keys. They're in our room.
Secret break? No. Thankfully not. You don't have the keys.
It doesn't work.
Useless! This door is blocked by the timer, but not the one below. Give me the keys, quickly!
It doesn't work.
You are an idiot, Watson.
I've got the keys, Doctor. Thank you.
Follow me, Watson. We must repair the alarm.
You are an actual idiot.
Finally. There you are, Holmes.
I'm going to turn on the system. Watson, you make sure of the contact.
I hope that this isn't dangerous.
Oh! What the fuck?
It works.
Perfect.
What the
Let's go down.
fuck kind of
Be
puzzle
careful.
was
From
that?
what your colleague said, the Flints are out.
We are trained for this sort of situation. And we're armed.
Come and help us, Watson.
On the shot to the all the time. Watson, I cast text as you got torture upon you. Mage hand.
Everything is back to normal. Thank you for your help, gentlemen.
It was a pleasure.
But where is O'Sullivan?
He's no longer here. He must have gone out through the visitors' entrance.
Yes, and he must be pleased to have gotten out of the basement.
Good. We must now check all the cells. It's the procedure in case of an alarm.
We'll come and help you.
You are evidently fond of wasting time, my dear fellow. Rejoin me at the reception when you've finished.
I'll follow up with mend butt crack. Oh, I wonder who's going to be missing from his cell.
The grate is open. This is alarming.
Oh
He's
my
fine where he
God.
is, under the cover, still.
How can he sleep with all this noise?
I'll admit it's not normal. Perhaps the smoke has poisoned him. I had better take a look.
Be careful, Doctor. He is dangerous.
The subtitles were perfect for what he should have said. But no, like, this is alarming. Of course you should shout out alarm to sound the alarm because a prisoner's... Yep. How do you... I don't even know. It's going to be O'Sullivan.
O'Sullivan?
It's impossible. He was with us only a few moments ago. Or else...
Or else it wasn't O'Sullivan.
My God, he's escaped. The rat killer has escaped.
I am genuinely concerned. I don't even. I don't what? I think I don't need all those save files. I appreciate the game auto saves, but I don't need them. That's why I'm going to be ending. Because what the fuck? What the fuck was any of that? I thought because it had better ratings, it was going to be more stable, not janky, and not as fucking nonsensical. But no. No, this is just as bad in its own way. Oh my God. Never interrupt me! That was a choice. That was a fucking choice. He got hired. Because he was the only one who could stand Sherlock. I mean, canonically, true. Oh my God. Never as much the best thing ever. It really is. Give me 2 seconds. I need to just have a look at my Sherlock list. I need to find my Sherlock. There it is. Get the Sherlock game list. So, full clarity. This game I've never played before, so this is all completely new jank to me. The next game, The Crimes and Punishment, I have never played before either. The one after that, The Devil's Daughter, I have played. I remember it being fairly stable-ish. That may change when we go back to it. Then we have The Awakened, as in the most recent one, because they remade the Awakened to being more in line with Sherlock Chapter 1. And then after that, as a special extra treat, we are doing The Awakened original version with a slight remaster. AKA, the one that has teleporting Watson. And all the jank of Nemesis. And I think with the remaster, it's going to look like Nemesis as well. Because it's the one that happens before Nemesis. We're in for a treat. We're in for a treat with the rest of these. We really are. Yeah. So that is where I'm going to be ending things for tonight. That is what the actual fuck. Next stream for me is going to be tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. EST, which is 4:30 p.m. GMT, where I'll be doing the SCP stream. It's going to be fun. It's not going to be anywhere near as weird and bullshitty as this. So, until then, thank you all very much for coming along. Special shout-outs go to Callie for the 40-month resub. Thank you very much for that. Very much appreciated. Thank you for being here all this time. And to Sliver for the raid. Thank you very much for that. Very appreciated. Welcome, raiders. Thank you for sticking around as long as you have done. But yeah, until next time, have yourselves a really good rest of your evening, good night, a good day, a good morning, or a good afternoon. Until next time, stay safe, stay amazing, and stay closed. Bye.